There we go. Sorry about that. All right, welcome in, everybody. It is, oh, look at that. We got James Parker checking in now. Welcome in to the Pillow Talk edition. That is the second of two streams that I do each and every day here on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. The first one is High Noon. That comes on at noon every Monday through Friday. Then we come back here Monday through Thursday evenings. We call it Pillow Talk with Pugs and Parker. Here's James Parker. He's here. Him. All right, hold on. I got a whole bunch of stuff out of whack here. What do you say, James? How are you?
Good morrow, sir. Good morrow. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right, I guess. Cancel. I don't want this. I'm having some issues. I got my kid with me this week, so I have to like sort of break down the studio area just in between shows. So I'm just got a little bit of a late start on this one. All right, here we are.
Look, can I start with radio talk?
Yeah, go ahead. We should mention there's no Kelly tonight. Sorry. Womp, womp.
Oh, that kind of sucks because I sort of had her in mind for this discussion because this is sort of an inside baseball radio thing. But I think people who would view this show are probably interested enough in this this genre of talk that they would find it interesting as well. Are you familiar with the Walton and Johnson show? Are you aware of this?
I am unfamiliar with them as an actual show that I've ever heard, but I certainly am. I know who they are in the history of morning zoos and what have you. Yeah.
So it's
Houston primarily, right? Isn't that when that they're based, Houston?
Yeah. So they were a duo show that was based out of Houston for the last 20 years. They were put together at the cluster I was at in New Orleans but in like the 80s. So they've been together for 30 something, almost 40 years. And Walton died out of Walton and Johnson. Walton passed away in like 2019. And so the guy that had been their top producer, I mean, he's the guy that cranks out like a bit a day. He was sort of like their Corby or their Talcum X for you guys. And he did so much fill-in while Walton's health was declining that he was kind of the co-host when Walton passed away anyway. So they just sort of made it official. He's now the co-host. But I've been contributing to these guys because we had a lot of crossover when I was working. They were on the station I was on in New Orleans for a while there. They were the morning show and we were the evening show. And we've continued to like share and stuff because this guy cranks out so many bits. I use them when I fill in on USA Radio since we're already friends. Hey, it gives me some additional content for my show and it's good stuff. And so I went to his birthday party on Saturday and I was kind of thinking, because I'm not far from
you got that sunburn? Where was it? Like just off the coast of the sun? You look
No. I do have a little bit of a sunburn. I've been spending a lot of time outside.
Sunburn. Yeah. Okay,
yeah. I've been outside a whole lot and I'm a little this part of me is a little more Irish than Mexican. I would have traded that out, but I would have rather had the olive skin and the light eyes, but I got the opposite. But it just dawned on me, like, if you don't know this show, Pugs, this is one of the last shows that employs characters. You know how they're Jim Shorts and whatnot?
Sure.
So there's people on this show that are voiced by Steve Johnson. And so Steve Johnson himself, which makes occasional appearances on the show, he's really the voice of three different guys. And it's just a hyper stereotypical like hayseed redneck guy. It's a very urban sounding black guy and a
how's that in 2022? How does the black guy still play?
Oh, it still works. And the third character is a very flamboyant gay fella.
Oh, okay, sure.
So
they're from the 80s, so we all did it in the 80s.
Yeah. So how many shows like this are left?
None that I know of. There are, well, first of all, there's like 3 or 4 basic radio companies that provide morning shows. And most morning shows, I mean, it's rare to have a market where you've got more than 2 locally based morning shows. And I'm talking about major markets. So most of these morning shows are either regionally syndicated shows or they're just like what iHeart is offering up to the easy listening format, what iHeart is offering up to the alternative rock format, what iHeart is offering up, you know what I mean? So But the idea where Walton and Johnson, where they come from the golden age. They come from like the era when, I'm not even going to say shock talk, but it definitely was the shock era. But when radio, especially morning radio, first of all, the cumes were so the cumes, the accumulative audiences were so massive by today's standards. I mean, just ridiculously bigger. The advertising money was so, these dudes, think about these dudes. If they started in 1985 and they're still going strong now, they rode that roller coaster. They had a good decade plus where they were making over $1 million a year, easy, because if they've just been together for that long. And then they met the buzzsaw, which came about 2009, 2010, where
Right.
everyone who made $1 million a year was now told, I know you're still crushing it, but we can only pay you $250,000 a year. Where everybody got demoted for doing nothing except their job exceedingly well. I'm surprised to hear that they're still around. That's how shocked I am. So if you're asking me like how many more of these shows, I don't know. There is not a local Chicago morning show that I can think of. Not a one.
Okay, so Kevin Matthews, is he still on the air doing voices right now?
No, he's retired.
Phil Hendry, I think, is still on the air, but he doesn't do voices anymore, does he? Remember how Phil Hendry used to do voices on his show? He was.
Is Phil Hendry on one of the AM talk stations in LA? Is that where he is?
I don't. I don't know for sure.
I wouldn't know where
really
a Phil Hendry. I wouldn't know where a Phil Hendry would go today in modern radio.
For people over there in like the comments, who's explained to them who Phil Hendry is, because we know. How would you describe his show?
Phil Hendry is a Los Angeles-based talk show host whose entire show from beginning to end is all a big scam. It sounds like a real talk show. He interviews guests, and the guests might have a book that sounds absurd, and then the callers will call. It's basically a big kayfabe, like in wrestling. It's wrestling radio. It is completely phony. The guests are phony. The guests are sometimes the host. So the host will be interviewing himself. He's a genius. That's who Phil Hendry is. Phil Hendry is an absolute genius.
Yeah, so I don't think he does it. Let's see. June 2013 to the present, he signed a distribution deal with Dial Global, or Westwood One now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's. It doesn't say he's doing the voices anymore. They're saying it was a combination of commentary and character sketches, but they keep saying that in past tense.
Well, I know that he's acting more. Like he got away. He's really more of an actor who just, because he didn't become a big movie star, he just fell into radio. He's one of those guys. Like he's an actor first, though.
So why did the character thing go away? And maybe we should be the dudes that bring it back, or maybe we should have a side project that's characters, and we're not Pugs and Parker. I could be Cletus McCoy, my hayseed guy. You could be someone else.
Yeah, I don't do characters. Never have done characters. I worked with too many people who did incredible characters, and I knew not to step out onto that ledge.
Oh, stop it! You don't. What about voices?
100%. Nope, none. Not a one.
You can't do impressions. You can't do like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, no, it's not a tumor.
No, don't even want to. No, I don't do voices. I don't do characters. Kelly and I never did voices. We never did characters. The closest voice or character that I do is my attorney, my shady attorney guy. But that's not even a character.
You don't do like.
I love that you're reaching. I love that you're looking for things. I love that you're trying to create little avenues for us to succeed in. That's great. Applaud that. Keep going in those directions.
Well, I submit, just as you were skeptical of my proposition that you solo host some shows and start working out the soliloquy format. That went better than you expected.
Absolutely, it did. Absolutely, it did. But I don't want to do voices. That's not where spoken word content is going. I don't think that
this could be a side project, bro. This doesn't have to be like supplanting Pugs and Company or Pugs and Parker, but this could be.
I'm just saying I don't want to do voices. I don't want to do what I don't want. I would be on a show where everybody around me does voices, but I'm dealing with my own voice as it is.
Your opinion has been noted. I hear you. I get it. You don't want to do voices. Now go do it anyway.
No,
And then if you
why
still
would
don't like it,
it's like, well, I know you have an automobile, but why don't you walk to work? I mean, it's because it's not something that I feel is going to benefit me in any way. Although, bad example, because the walking to work would definitely benefit me. Probably be more healthy. Although I do walk just from one room to the next room. So,
well, the monologue, the soliloquy format worked for you. So this could be another surprise. Oh, that idiot Parker was right again.
yeah.
It
Do
could
you not have
be.
a
And if
monologue? Do you not
it
have a monologue today?
I didn't finish editing it down. Oh man.
So are you doing a monologue or are you not doing a monologue? I don't know what that means.
Let's just say no, because can't really edit it while I'm talking to you at the same time.
Don't worry about it. All right, yeah, we don't need a
Okay.
monologue. We got other stuff.
Sweet.
Um, is that all? Is that so? Tell me about the party. So you went to a party at whose house? You went to a party.
Oh no, it was like the giant Texas distillers. It's a distillery, but they have one of the bars in the giant warehouse where they have the big
Okay,
stills and whatnot.
and where was that?
Houston is it's not too far out of downtown, kind of a very industrial part of like northeast of downtown Houston.
So you went to Houston this weekend?
Hmm.
What is that, like 200 miles from Tyler?
Yeah, yeah,
About
that's about
200
right.
miles?
Yeah, it's a 3 hour drive.
Well, which is closer to Tyler, Houston or Dallas?
Oh my God, Dallas. Dallas is like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I recently heard something the other day. I don't know what it was. It was some television show I was watching. And it's oh no, it was about is it Michael Kopech? I think Michael Kopech might be from Tyler, Texas. I don't know. You
I don't
might
know who Michael Kopech is. How do you spell that?
one of the great young pitchers in baseball. Kopech, Kopech. Maybe it wasn't Michael Kopech.
No, it
Anyway,
came out Kopech.
yeah, where's he from?
Oh, he's from Longview. He's our
All right,
sister city.
so that's Tyler. So it would be a
Basically, yeah.
okay
So
because
next town over.
somebody was saying that he comes from Tyler, Texas too. And, they got athletes down there. That's where Patrick Mahomes is from. And then the other guy goes, yeah, that's close, dude. That's just about 200 miles outside of Houston. And then my ears pricked up there. I went, it's closer to Dallas than it is to Houston. I go,
It is closer to Dallas than it is to Houston.
why are you referencing Tyler as being just outside Houston when it's much closer to Dallas?
Yeah, so Tyler's 90 miles from Dallas, about 200 miles from Houston, and it sort of makes a right triangle. Like, there's if 45, I-45 is the hypotenuse. This is the A and the B side. Tyler's over at the 90-degree angle. Michael Kopech, the great White Sox pitcher, apparently went to Mount Pleasant High School in Mount Pleasant, Texas, which, if you come off 20 coming east out of Dallas, you'll go through Tyler off of 30, like you're going up to Texarkana. That's where you'll hit Mount Pleasant. But Mount Pleasant was actually, like in my high school, I think they were in my district for 2 years when I was in high school. We had to go to Mount Pleasant and play games. There's a big Pilgrim's Pride chicken plant next to their old stadium. So it'd be a haze of like burnt chicken parts just over the field. It was great. It was great.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything you want to talk about? Or you want me to jump in with something?
No, go ahead and jump in with something because listen, I have been really checked out of the news. The only thing I know that happened over the weekend is I saw like a 4-second clip of Biden falling over on a bicycle. And like that's all I know that happened this weekend, and I'm okay with that. So
get off the goddamn. What a freaking more. This guy is so focused on showing the world that he's say what you will. Well, you will say what you will about Biden. A lot of people say what they will about Biden. Biden is in far better shape than Trump. Trump is a 300+ pound, big, fat, ruddy guy who looks like, his heart's going to explode. But good thing it's going to be cushioned by all the cheeseburger buns that he's got. You know what I mean? There's just no compare. They're both old men. One of them is an old, out of shape guy. And
fat guy.
The other guy's in pretty good shape. He's got the teeth. He looks like a car salesman.
I would rather have Biden's body than Trump's body. Yes.
Of course, especially if you're 79, 78, 77, whatever the hell they are.
Or if I'm going to be raw dog and porn stars. Yeah.
All you got to do is put them in suits and have them stand next to each other. And you can tell which guy is how. Biden is so freaking obsessed with, I can still ride a bike. No, Grandpa, you can't. And it's not because you're physically too feeble to be able to ride a bike. It's because you're an old man. And old men have problems in other areas. Old men sometimes lose their balance. Old men sometimes get winded. Old men, sometimes their eyes just shut down. He doesn't need to be on bikes. He doesn't need to be. Have you seen him do the jogging thing? He likes to do the jogging thing. Well, I'll talk to you in a minute. He jogs around the Rose Garden. It's like, with his like little Secret Service people, and he makes sure that the
Does he for jog, or does he kind of
oh
do
yeah.
that thing? You're crossing the street and like it's don't walk. It
No,
starts
he wears the
flashing at you, and you're
tracksuit.
like, oh, I'll kind of jog.
No, he's in the tracksuit, and the Secret Service guys are in the tracksuits too. So, I don't know where he's going, right? I mean, we only see him the moments that he passes by the cameras. I don't know. Maybe he's like Clinton used to run to the McDonald's, right? I mean, he used to
sure am athletic, right?
Mm-hmm. So Biden is so upset. He's tripping over his own dick at every time. He's so obsessed with the idea that he needs to prove that he's in better shape than Trump that he ends up doing things that will never go away. That is the kid in 7th grade who pooped his pants. I don't care where you go. By senior year, you're still going to be the kid that pooped his pants in 7th grade.
Oh, that's the one goat theory.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. At any rate,
Biden, you do one goat.
Biden will never be the guy that didn't fall off the bike. He looked so helpless and
no one cares. No one's going to care about this in 2 weeks. The thing is like,
but his enemies will. His enemy, he's giving his enemies stuff to use against them, and they should be smarter. They should see that there's a possibility that old Joe could have a bit of an incident on a bike. Let's keep him off the bikes. But no, it's his ego.
See, the thing that bothers me about this is this kind of stuff shouldn't matter, because the guy that shares your policy positions that falls over on a bike still deserves your vote more than the guy who doesn't stand for what you stand for, who can, come to a complete stop without falling over on a bike.
You're right. But that's not how people vote.
No, and it sucks. It really sucks, doesn't it?
You cannot give anybody evidence that maybe you're not the best guy for the job. And he's
it comes in
the job.
Yeah, it also comes in the context of, the other things that have made people question his fortitude, for lack of a better word. But that's always something that bothers me. It's like, isn't it funny the guy that fell on the stairs? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it doesn't make me want to vote for him or not want to vote for him.
Oh, no, of course not.
No, because the free market capitalist that falls on the stairs going up to the airplane is better than the socialist or the fascist or whatever the hell, like, who can just whip upstairs, like he can skip stairs. He's so damn healthy. Not important. Not on my list of priorities at all. And look, I also think that if I'm president,
health is fertility, or vitality is not fertility. Vitality is certainly important. I want a president who can. I want a president with a spring in his step.
I mean,
I want a president.
You would prefer that over one that doesn't, but the guy who follows your policy positions. We
didn't have that choice last time. We had a couple of old grandpas. We had a couple of garbage scale human specimens that we just went with.
But you ever think about, listen, dude, if you're president, Pugs, if you were president, dude, listening, if you were president for 4 years and you had cameras following you all around for 4 years, there'd be times when you tripped over steps. There'd be times when you were getting off the bike and your shoe got caught on the pedal and you fell over. I do dumb stuff like that all the time, but no one records it because I'm a nobody and no one gives a rip.
Dude, I get toilet paper stuck on my shoe twice a week. Twice a week. That would be like a twice a week thing. Me walking around waving to people with toilet paper on my shoe.
Yeah, I do dumb stuff like that. Sometimes my shirt's tucked into my drawers. I do dumb stuff all the time. I fall over. I was jogging with my wife a couple months ago, and I tripped on a crack in the sidewalk and just fell. Like, I fell in some dude's driveway and almost like my wife didn't even help me up. She was laughing, but she was out of breath, kind of laughing, like bent over.
Now, you're not there yet, my young friend. But there is something that I have discovered, because it's happened to me twice. Well, okay, we're not counting ice, but okay.
Ice doesn't count. You're saying you've fallen over a couple times lately?
Dude, the post-50 fall is a whole nother deal. It's a whole other thing. It's like when I fell here a couple of weeks ago. I was no, actually,
I think you told that story. Like, there was the white junkie guy on the what was it, Lemon, or the main road over there by?
That's different. This story I was talking about, I was walking back. I was just walking down the driveway. I had my hands full. I had my phone in one hand. I had a cup of coffee in the other one. And I kind of twisted my ankle a little bit funny. And I fell on the cement. I kept my phone up. I threw my coffee. I knew to throw that away. But there was this moment. There was where the whole world slowed down, where I'm like falling post 50, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, what's gonna snap? What is going to, I should normally just be able to roll out of it. At 13, I'd been able to roll out of this. I'd have saved the coffee. At 50, what ligament is going to pop? What is going to happen? And then you lay there on the ground. You boom, like a heap, right there on the ground. And then you lay there for about a second and you run through your head. All right, let's do a systems check. Can I move my legs? You
Right.
start to worry about everything. Is there anything wet? Am I bleeding? Because the wet would be a sign that I'm bleeding. I'm like, okay, nothing is bleeding.
Right.
I'm telling you, the post 50 fall is quite an adventure. I can only imagine. I look forward to the post 70 fall. That's going to be a whole new ball game.
Well, I don't know if like practically it's worse, but I understand like the level of fear on the way down is different, because also like when you're young and you fall and you haven't had any injuries that have ruined your life for decades. But I hurt my back when I was 23 and I still feel it every once in a while, And so
23.
yeah.
You
Yeah, but I never had a decades long injury when I was to deal with when I was like 19. So when you fall down, then it's like, oh, don't hit your head, just roll out of it, you'll be fine.
I told this story earlier today on High Noon. We went to a Top Golf over the weekend for Father's Day. We did some mini golf, where I will say it again. No one in the world better than me. The greatest mini golf player of all time, right here. I'll take on all comers. So I mini golfed against my kid, kicked his ass. Oh, wasn't even fun. Hey, it got to the point where he took his ball and he threw it in the water. He wouldn't play with me anymore.
Dang! And you got to act like, oh, I'm sorry I beat you, but you're really proud of yourself, aren't you?
Dude, I gave him an 8-stroke lead. I tanked it on the first 3 holes. Because I was talking a good game. I was like, I've never been beaten in mini golf, and so he starts off. And he gets an 8-stroke lead, and he starts talking shit. Like he started chirping.
So you had to shut it down, didn't you?
Oh, I crushed him. I holed and won the next 2 holes. Like they were the first one. The first one I had played before, and I kind of thought I had an idea how to hole and won it, so I hole and won. Second one was a total fluke, but because I was able to do it on demand, he just looked at me, took his ball, and threw it in the pond. I'm not playing anymore. I'm like, you got hustled, bitch. Like, let that be a lesson to you. Never go into a competition with somebody and then start talking shit because they're not playing well. You don't know who you're playing against. You got to be a gentleman. Oh,
well,
so anyways,
that's a good dad move, teaching them life lessons.
So after that, after I smoked him, anyway, after that we went in the batting cages and we spent a good couple of hours in the batting cages, James. And I told this story. Yeah, God, it was exhausting. 100 degrees. It's like 9:00 at night on Saturday night, and we're just. It was fun. Don't get me wrong; it was great. But James, the next morning, after me being in the batting cage for the first time in probably 20 years, every injury that I have ever had hurts again, especially baseball injuries. Every broken wrist, every muscle that I haven't used since the last time I stood in a batter's position and then just started teeing off on fastballs. All of those muscles said, oh yeah, forgot to tell you, we got hurt 20 years ago and we're still hurt. Dude, my testicle, I've got a problem. I think I broke my testicle. I don't know how it happened because I didn't even get hit or anything.
You busted a nut.
The way I moved my hips, the way I did something, I felt something.
Like,
really
that's not what
warm.
It says in the textbook, but you busted a nut. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I've done that. Where you torque wrong.
Oh my God. And it is still killing me. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, the injuries, I don't think I can do that again. Here, this right here. I don't even know what muscle this is. This muscle right here, forget about it. It's cached for a good week. It is.
I call that one Cindy.
I can't. This is about as my arms right now. It is
no way. You got the John McCain thing. You can't pick your arms up.
No, not good. All right. So, one of the things that I did want to talk. I don't know why I got all this stuff that I wanted to mention tonight. So, what do you want to talk about? Do you? I'll let you have your pick on it. Do you want to talk about the failing to act situation with the Uvalde Police Department? The big headlines that came out today about, we're going to see the video cam now of them standing around in the hallway for 58 minutes, and we're going to hear the parents screaming at them to help, and we're going to see all that stuff. Um, and then there's also video floating around where they have banned parents of kids who go to Robb Elementary School and the media from any of the Uvalde town council meetings. Currently, right now, Uvalde cover up is trending. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can discuss in that. Or do you want to talk about Elon Musk's tranny kid who is trying to get himself divorced from Elon Musk or whatever it is that kids
Man,
do?
please do the tranny thing. I hate talking about dead kids and all that crap.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, we can do Tesla. We can do Elon
Because I
Musk.
know nothing about this. First off, Elon Musk has a tranny kid.
Dude, Elon Musk has like 9 kids. Yeah, he's got
Right.
6 of them with his first wife.
He just had one that's like, I think you pronounce it. It's like that sound modems used to make when you log into American
Yeah,
Online.
it's an
Isn't
ampersand,
that,
right? Isn't that the
yes.
kid's name? Something like that. Ampersand
It's
Musk.
that squeak noise a 56K modem makes on login. Yeah.
Okay, but no, this is one of his oldest. And I'm going to read you this. Okay, now you tell me when the red flags start to go off.
Oh man.
Elon Musk's daughter files to change last name. No longer wants to be related to him,
Well, I can't blame her for that. Musk is a nasty name.
especially
Musk.
for a girl. Like
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
young heiress. You don't want to be an heiress named Musk. That
Especially
doesn't.
when you meet a foreigner, they're like, "What does your name mean?" It's like, "Oh, it's like that nasty smell animals put off when they want to smash."
Although, if this person wanted to, this person could be one of the most famous people in the world. Elon Musk's daughter, like if she really wanted to be like an Instagram thing or something, she could do it. There'd be ways for her to do it. She'd be super famous.
She has a head
Paris
start.
Hilton
Yeah.
was able to do it. These girls are, there's a thing called socialites. Selma Musk. Byron says,
Is that her name?
no,
Is that her name? Oh, okay.
no, what an awful name, Selma Musk. So I'm setting you up on a blind date. Her name is Selma Musk.
Yeah, it's like it's like that stuff that comes out when you squeeze a dog's anal glands. Is what that
She's
sounds
in
like.
her she's in her mid 80s. She's a lovely lady, James. I think you'll like her. One of Elon Musk's children wants nothing to do with him and has filed
Wait,
legal.
wait, wait. She's trans. Is it a dude that wants to be a chick or a chick that wants to be a dude?
I didn't say anything about trans yet. I don't know why are you reading
Did,
ahead? Are you jumping ahead?
no, you had mentioned trans earlier. Didn't I hear the word trans?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay, so I ruined it. One of Elon Musk's children wants nothing to do with him and has filed legal docs to drop his famous last name. In fact, she's changing her full name and legally declaring her gender identity. The documents were filed in LA County by Xavier Musk, 18 years old. Xavier Musk, at least that was the name she was given at birth. But now, having turned 18, she says she wants her name to be Vivian Jenna Wilson. In the docs, she says she wants to be recognized as female, but the name change isn't just about her transitioning. There's clearly a rift with dear old dad. Vivian lists her reasons for the name change as gender identity and the fact that I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. Okay, something went somewhat squirrely here. Neither Elon or Vivian had previously said anything publicly about their relationship or her transition. Interestingly, though, back in December of 2020, Elon tweeted he supports the transgender community, but added, all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare. He's got autism, right? He's on the spectrum. Elon Musk, isn't
I
that?
think
I mean,
technically he's like low
he
grade
says he is, but
Asperger's. Isn't he an
yes,
Asperger's
Asperger's.
kid?
That's what it is. Yeah, yeah, because that's a very Asperger's tweet. Like I think a lot of
Isn't it? You can feel it oozing.
it's very Asperger's. It's I support the transgender community, but all these pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare. That's do you know what he might be? Because look, I know a lot of functioning people. Not a lot. I know a couple of functioning people with Asperger's. Right? Okay. It is definitely something that makes them unique, and it is definitely something that makes them not like everybody else. Was that fair to say? I mean, you're not severely mentally incapacitated. You're able to hold down a job. You say weird things. You have uh, your social skills are either hyper confident or almost non-existent. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be fair but there is. Look, I come from the 80s. We used to call it just the weird kid. Now the weird kid has a diagnosis, right? So now the weird kid has
Well, we had different diagnoses for all that because ADHD used to be a spaz. That was the word for it. You were a
yeah,
spaz.
yeah.
You can't pay attention. You can't sit still. You won't shut up. You're a spaz.
Or you would just generically say they were hyperactive. You wouldn't like give them, oh, he's just
Right.
hyper. He's just a
Right.
hyperactive kid. You
What
didn't go
happened
to
to
the
that
doctor for
word?
that.
Bring that word back. That was a good one.
Yeah, all these other things
So
have been.
yeah, so Asperger's, like he's a little bit of a nerd, socially awkward, kind of a geek, dork, whatever.
Yeah, just so
He's
I've
a
got
good
this.
dude. Has a good heart. He's just a bit of a dork.
I don't know if he's a good dude, but okay. I don't know what he is. I
No,
make
I was just
no
like
judgments on him.
hypothetically describing the kid you shared third grade with that was like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Asperger's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Elon could be Dr. Evil. He could just be a really nice guy who's
Right. Lex
misunderstood
Luthor.
because of his, whatever he could be. If anybody has the jump start for it, it's him, richest man in the world.
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, because he's bald.
Yeah, okay. All
And
right.
he has a rocket that looks like a dick.
That is funny.
Right?
That is.
Drink to that one. That's how good that one was.
Yeah, it does. So my thing is that sometimes I wonder, and this is just coming off that tweet where he says something nice about how he supports the trans community, but then doesn't know that what he's about to say is going to pretty much undo the nice thing that he said. And I think that's like in a very Asperger's kind of thing. And I'm starting to wonder if his popularity, especially on social media, if there isn't a bit of a being there situation going on. Now, do you know what I mean when I say a being there situation? Have you ever seen?
Explain.
Being There was a movie from 1980. It was Peter Sellers' last movie, and I think he won the Oscar for it. But he plays a gardener. His character's name is Chelsea Gardner, and he's mentally retarded. Well, I don't know if he's mentally retarded or if he's just like a severe Asperger's guy. Okay, right? There's something wrong with him.
Okay.
So Chelsea is the gardener for these very rich, very wealthy, very powerful Washington influence family. He's been living in this house for a long time. People in the family, I guess, die, and then everyone is, thrown into a tizzy because the man of the house is dead, and he's best friends with the president of the United States, and that kind of thing. So there's news crews talking about the passing of this great man, and all of a sudden it's discovered that this guy is in the house, and it's Peter Sellers. And he's the gardener, and he's lived in this house for like 50 years, but nobody knows he's the gardener. They just think he's some friend of this great man, and he's not smart. Everything he knows from TV, because he just spent Chelsea Gardner is the name that they give him in the movie. He spends his entire life just watching TV, so all he does is repeat shit that he hears on talk shows and stuff like. And he doesn't, and like he answers questions with questions, and that's misinterpreted. And it's really just because he doesn't understand the question, but it's misinterpreted as, "Oh, he's so brilliant. Oh, I've never looked at it that way." It is. Long story short, one of Peter Sellers' greatest roles of all time as Chauncey.
What's the name of the movie again?
Being There. It's about a guy who is accidentally, by the media and by the American public, turned into Einstein, like the smartest man. Like he ends up being a counselor to the president because the president is his friends.
Okay, so
Einstein.
your description really makes me want to see this movie now. But you
I'm
think
surprised you haven't. Being There is incredible.
So you think Elon Musk is sort of on that trail?
I think that there might be some Chauncey Gardner with his tweets, because I think that maybe he just doesn't know any better, and that his tweets are being interpreted by people going, "Oh, that is brilliant. I have never heard of that. I've never thought about it that way before." I don't know. That's just what I think.
I think he's a smart guy who probably overthinks his tweets, and so he's like, if I play dumb here, that will deflect a lot of criticism for what I'm about to say.
Well, he is absolutely brilliant. You can't take that away from him. I mean, you can have Asperger's and be absolutely brilliant. It's not like those two things are mutually exclusive.
So, what do you think about old Xavier here, man? You think You think life really sucks if your dad is the richest dude in the world, or sometimes
Yeah.
second richest dude in the world? Like, does this guy really have trials and travails where he's, you can blame a lot of people's weird proclivities in adulthood to trauma they experienced in childhood,
This kid didn't have any trauma.
and I don't think that, I don't think this guy had trauma. Like,
Kid
what
didn't have
trauma
trauma.
could have triggered this? Like, is it a traumatic experience though, having a billionaire dad?
No, no, it's not.
Apparently, it was for this guy.
Yeah. Here, I want to show you the trailer for being there, just in case you want to check it
Okay.
out.
Inches of snow that fell over the whole weekend, and the blizzard is called.
Good morning, Louise.
Worst in that city's history.
Dead, Judge. The old man is dead.
I see. It shows, because posture reading.
Well, Mr. Chance, I have no alternative but to inform you that this house is now closed. If indeed you have resided here, you have no legal right to remain. You'll have to move out by, let's say, noon tomorrow.
I don't understand move out.
This is terrible, sir. I hope you're not badly injured.
We'll take him to a hospital. You know, why don't you come to our house and we could take care of you there? My husband's been very ill. The doctor and the nurses are staying with us.
Are you planning on making any sort of claim against the ranch?
You need a secretary?
He is different, isn't he?
Perhaps. I can't breathe.
Mr. President, I want you to meet my very dear friend, Mr. Chauncey Gardner. Mr. Gardner, do you agree with Ben, or do you think we can stimulate growth through temporary incentives?
Thank you for joining us on such short notice and filling in for the Vice President.
You seem to be a truly peaceful.
Thank you, Ben.
To quote Mr. Gardner, as long as the roots of industry remain firmly planted in the national soil, the economic prospects are undoubtedly sunny.
Telling you, man, it's a very good movie.
Oh,
It's a very.
so
good movie.
I get a strong Forrest Gump vibe where this idiot happens to do profound things almost by
Very
accident.
similar, but he's not even
Okay.
doing profound things. They're just being misinterpreted because everybody thinks he's somebody very important. So when he says something really stupid, they don't think it's possible he's saying something stupid. He's saying something incredibly brilliant that I don't understand. So they just don't. I mean, he ends up hanging out with the president. He ends up being a cabinet member. It's a great movie, being there. All right, so that's sometimes what I think is going on with Elon Musk. I think that there's a lot of people who are kind of going through a Chauncey Gardner kind of syndrome with Elon Musk. Vivian, now back to Vivian. Vivian is I think he had twins, right? So he had a baby first. His oldest son died, and that was in 2004, died as an infant. Then they had twins, and these twins are Xavier and Griffin, I want to say, is the brother.
Man, I know nothing about this. What's going on? Is it
And then
did he
he
have
had
a
triplets.
wife?
Yeah. Justine Wilson, I think is her name. She's an author. That was that was his first wife. They were married until 2008. So Xavier is a twin. Xavier and another boy. Okay, so now they're both 18 years old now. Shared custody. Xavier now wants to become Vivian, a girl, and is apparently looking to go with changing his name over to his mother's name, which is common. That happens a lot, but certainly not when your dad is the richest man in the world. I mean, think about that. Wrap your mind around. Now, here's where it gets easier. Okay, this is where it gets easier. Because Vivian, we'll call her, is the name that she wants to be known as now. The former Xavier Musk, now Vivian Wilson, she's moving over to the mother's side of the family. And I was reading this and I'm going, man, I mean, I know Musk has got like 10 kids or whatever, but he's still the richest man in the world. You got 10 kids and you're worth 200 billion. You know, that could still be, 20 billion. That's a couple of professional sports franchises right there. If you just stay in the good graces
Guess
of the
who
old
owns
man.
the Cowboys?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's easy. Right. But I guess when you look at it, because then I had to do a little bit of looking into the mother, Justine Wilson. Justine Wilson was married to Elon Musk for, I think, 7 years. They got divorced in 2008. Okay, so Elon Musk in 2008 was already a billionaire. 2008, Elon Musk had already started PayPal. He'd already made his millions there. He had already had Tesla. All that stuff was coming along. He was already a name. He was somebody we knew. So she divorced one of the wealthiest billionaires in the world in 2008. So it's not like he's running off. He's dumping dad and running off the mom, and mom's got nothing. You know what I mean? Mom's got 6 kids by Elon Musk. He's not giving up money. He is not giving up a life of luxury. He's running to his mom, who also happens to have a life of luxury because she gave 6 kids to Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. Here's what she gets, though. Tell me if you think this sounds right.
Sure.
This is Justine Wilson. So when they got divorced in 2008, she got $2 million in cash.
Wait, $2 million?
$2 million in cash. That's what she got. Plus, she gets $80,000 for 6 kids. She gets $80,000 a month, okay, in spousal support and child support. And she gets that for 17 years. So I did that. That comes out to like something like 16 something million dollars plus 2 million. So 16, 17, that's 18 million. And then she got something else. She got a bunch of like stock that has since, done ridiculously well. She got a whole bunch of stuff.
She got like Tesla stock back then. That she's great.
Yeah, she got Tesla stock. Okay. And she also received one of the original Roadsters as part of her divorce settlement. So she was like, she's got like a classic numbered one of a kind, which it's nothing. I mean, she makes $80,000 a month, right? For these kids. So this kid is, he's saying, screw you, dad, but it's not like he's living in a funky apartment with his mom, right? I mean, he's like, screw you, dad, but you already gave mom like half your fortune back from 2008. So I don't really need your money. And that, I think that is such a ballsy play. I think that is just, let's forget all about the kid, the ungrateful little, because come on, it's your dad. Bottom line, this is your dad. What are you doing? You seem a bit confused about some things, right? You got some issues going on in your life. You seem to be, your dad's a very public figure. You knew that by doing this, you'd be getting some attention for yourself, certainly TMZ, and you're trending now. So what's the play here? You're not giving up anything. Your mom's got a shit ton of money. She's a successful author in her own right.
Man, this is a lot to keep up with, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. All
right.
But it's just breaking now. It's just breaking tonight. This just was posted about an hour before we went on today. So
I don't know. This kind of sounds crazy saying it out loud, but $80,000 a month doesn't sound like that much money, right? I mean, for this guy,
I know. Well, I was shocked by the $2 million cash. You got to make that 10 million cash.
Yeah, I was shocked by that too. But dude, we are so inundated with like just punitive, caustic, just bloody divorce settlements that we're like, what a lucky guy. This guy. This guy really got away with murder. He's only giving her $80,000 a month. Then again, think about it. How much would your life change, Pugs, if you got $80,000 a month for the next 18 years?
Oh, what? Are you $80,000 a month? $80,000 a year for the next 18 years. My life changes drastically. What are you kidding me? $80,000 a month, 12 times? Like there's going to be 12 times a year where somebody's going to give me a check for $80,000?
Can you explain to me how Amber Heard weaves into all this?
Yeah, I don't know. Other than one of her babies is probably Elon Musk's. That's what they're saying, right? Although, speaking of that, did you see the big shame on Amber Heard that came out this weekend? She was trending this weekend. You know why?
No. What, a new one?
Dude, she got caught. Just think how terrible this is. What a piece of shit human being did this. This is just a really piece of shit move. Yet, because I'm kind of a piece of shit, I'm like, ooh, look at what's happening here. Amber Musk was photographed shopping for clothing.
Amber Musk or Amber Heard?
Let's call her Amber Musk because she's involved with him too. I know, Amber Heard.
Okay,
Amber Heard. So Amber Heard was caught, photographed, and filmed shopping at a TJ Maxx. A TJ Maxx?
The scuttlebutt.
Wait a second, it gets even better.
Okay.
In the Hamptons. TJ Maxx in the Hamptons. like one of the wealthiest enclaves in America. They got a TJ Maxx. Well, I guess the Butlers and
The Help's got to shop
they
somewhere.
got shop
Yeah.
somewhere. Yeah, so there's probably a Marshalls, a TJ Maxx, a Ross. They're probably all right there.
Yeah.
And
Gotta
Amber,
get your Dickies.
Amber Heard was looking at shirts and stuff at TJ Maxx in the Hamptons. And now she's got to deal with that all Saturday as she trends and everybody makes fun of her. I mean, think about how awful that is. No, there's nothing. I love TJ Maxx. There ain't nothing awful about TJ Maxx. I'm talking about how awful it is for somebody who, Amber Heard, who the world is making fun of you because you are shopping where the rest of us shop. Right? That's like we're making fun of you because you're not special. You're a loser like us. Look at you going through the irregular pants section of Marshalls.
Well, it's also different because we shop at TJ Maxx, but we've always shopped at TJ Maxx.
Always.
She was basically a billionaire and blew it. I didn't blow $1 billion, and that's why I'm at TJ Maxx. Hell, I just worked my way up to TJ Maxx.
She didn't look good either. She didn't look good. She looked
How's
like
that possible?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll show you the pictures.
Jeff says she was probably buying Johnny some new sheets. Yeah, she probably goes through a lot of sheets, I imagine.
TJ Maxx. All right, here we go. Oh, it's so awful.
Wait, we got pictures of her at TJ Maxx?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, leave this poor little crazy girl alone.
She was trending. Everybody was making fun of her on Saturday.
Let me see.
Like, oh God, sure.
Now I gotta see it.
All right. Yep, there. Hold on. All right, see there she is. She's just wearing a big baggy white shirt.
That's kind of what chicks at TJ Maxx look like.
Yeah. There she is.
That ain't bad.
Oh, look at this. She sees someone taking her picture. She's like, oh, damn. This is going to be in Perez Hilton.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't look glamorous, but that ain't bad.
That's a TJ Maxx
9.
9. Yeah, that's a TJ Maxx 9. Yeah, it's for sure. Because we know that she cleans up, right? I mean, we know what.
Oh my God, yes.
So yeah, that's pretty good. Look, she's probably dressed down.
Aquaman don't date 8s.
Look at me, I'm poor like you.
So people think this is a publicity stunt. Look, Al says that was a PR move. She wanted others to feel that she was on their level to get sympathy. Maybe. If that's why she did it, that's kind of smart.
Yeah.
It was master planned.
I don't think that's at all.
Humiliating yourself as part of a master plan.
Yeah, she's been humiliated enough. She's not looking to humiliate herself anymore. And that wouldn't be the way to do it. She wanted to do something phony. She'd be hanging out in like a kid's cancer ward for the next couple of weeks. She'd be reading them bedtime stories. That's her shopping at TJ Maxx. I mean, if it is a play, like a crisis management team play, fire them because it seems to be a really dumb one.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward the fact that it is fake. Like she wasn't like, does she really need a shirt? Is that what she's there for?
Maybe she's going
to doubt it. You don't think she's bought enough shirts over the last 5 years as being married to a billionaire, basically $100 millionaire?
These people, the jet set crowd, she probably woke up in the Hamptons, but she probably went out last night in Miami. That she just woke up in the Hamptons. She got on a plane at like 4 a.m. So come to the Hamptons. We're having a party this weekend. And then she wakes up. She's wearing like some dude's jeans and shirt. That's not her clothes. That's just like because she was wearing like a party dress last night. And so, yeah, she's got to go to TJ Maxx. She can stick around. There's a clam bake later that night. She needs a little something. So, why not go to TJ Maxx?
Yeah, that's a good point. So she's straddling the line of jet set, but got to watch the bottom line.
Wouldn't you blow off steam if you were her? Like, wouldn't you just for like at least a week, just be like, okay, I'm just going to party? Because we know she parties.
Haven't they already? She was blowing off steam during the trial. She was doing cocaine. Remember when she sniffed coke in the trial?
I'm not as that as you are, but yeah, I know she parties. She's obviously a
party.
Bro,
you don't look when she sniffed it out of her napkin. You think there's a part of you think she didn't sniff cocaine there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, there's a part of me.
I'm 90% on that one. 90% she sniffed coke.
I can't get the 90%. I'm
what can
maybe
you get to 60?
20%.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
She sniffed coke.
Because it is such an otherwise reckless and over the top thing for her to have done that. She, at no other point during, I mean, she came off bad in the court case, but she didn't come off like a person who makes really bad strategic decisions. That would be an incredibly bad, the risk
The
involved.
Duke?
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
The Wayward Bed Duke?
Again. I love the Duke story. Don't get me wrong. And for me, that's Bible, right? That's real. That happened. But I don't know if it really happened. It was an ugly divorce. They were throwing stories around. I don't know if it really happened. She said
It was the
didn't.
dog. Her
Now
saying
that
it was the dog admitted there was doo-doo in the bed, and dogs don't go up in the middle of your bed and pinch a loaf. They don't.
They really don't. That's something maybe a rabbit would do, but or a cat maybe if you just brought a cat into your house. Not a dog. Not a dog. All right. So there
you want to
have
do a late monologue? I just sent it.
No, we're okay. Hey, I do have a question though. I got another one we can do here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Nah, I don't really want to get into that. Oh, you know what I'm going to do as soon as we end the show here? Do you know what my plans are for the next?
No, I have no idea. You have plans for tonight?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, we got plans. It's summer, man. Summer rules. We got summer. We stay up late. We watch movies. We eat
It sounds great for a Monday. What's going on?
Crazy. My son has never seen Smokey and the Bandit. We're gonna go watch Smokey and the Bandit in the next room.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Pretty
cool. I'm very excited. And you know how we came about this? We came about this because last night I made him watch The Godfather. And we got like an hour into The Godfather and he started to fall asleep. He's just like, he's like, Dad, I'm getting so tired. I'm like, oh crap. So this afternoon I said to him, I said, we're gonna finish The Godfather tonight. And he's like, isn't it like 3 hours? I go, yeah, it is. And then he goes, who's Sally Field? Because I had my computer open and Sally Field was
The Godfather.
So no, she was in Smokey and the Bandit. Sally Field was trending. And I go, who's Sally Field? You don't know who Sally Field is? And he's like, no, I don't know who Sally Field is. Like, he's 13, right? Like, should a 13-year-old know who Sally Field is? No. So then I go, next you're going to tell me you don't know who Burt Reynolds is. And he goes, mustache? I go, yeah, he's more than a mustache. So it turned into a whole thing like that. And then I said, next you're going to tell me you've never seen Smokey and the Bandit. And he goes, what's that? And I go, we are preempting our Godfather viewing, and we are going to watch Smokey and the Bandit.
Good.
I'm very excited.
Well, that's cool. Dude, so I saw the new Jurassic World over the weekend.
Oh yeah, how is it?
It wasn't just good. It was better than I thought. I don't want to oversell it, so you have your hopes, your expectations this high. But they married the two kind of disparate Jurassic franchises because it was Jurassic Park, and there was 3 Jurassic Parks back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, and then there was Jurassic World with the new guy who's like I forgot his name.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah. And he was a Velociraptor trainer. So they actually had him with the old Ellie and Dr. Alan Grant. You know, Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had the big crossover one, and Jeff Goldblum's in it, and so they meshed the two worlds together. They did a really good job of it. As
good as Spider-Man did, the most recent Spider-Man, where they incorporated all the different Spider-Man timelines and all the different Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire. And
I hadn't seen that. But that sounds cool.
Okay,
that sounds cool.
That is so cool. Yeah, the most recent.
But they did a really good job of it, and they had like 18 chances where they could have really screwed it up. And of course, it's not like a believable story because it's goddamn dinosaurs, and now they have fake dinosaurs on top of it. Yeah. But I have seen all the movies, and they sprinkled in a little spice from each one of the like 5 previous Jurassic movies in the franchise. They did a really good job of it. Like Jeff Goldblum was really good in it. Sam Neill was really good in it. Chris Pratt was really good in it. Whoever that redhead is that's in it, she's even hotter than she was when Jurassic World came out in 2015. But she's kind of right at Bally.
Who's the girl? I don't even know who the girl in Jurassic.
All right,
World. Full disclosure, I've only seen one Jurassic Park movie. Yeah, the first one. The first one. I saw the first one in like 92 or 93, and I was like, oh, cool movie. Man. And then, I don't know, it got real, I don't know, it's a kids' dinosaurs movie. I didn't really seem like anything that I was all that into. And then
I can't blame you, But like Vince Vaughn was in the second Jurassic Park movie, and I didn't see that coming, and it was
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. But
I'm
Jurassic
not
World,
saying
you
they're bad
didn't.
movies. I'm just saying I've never seen them. It's a cultural blind spot that I have.
No, totally fair enough. You didn't see the Jurassic World movie with Chris Pratt though.
I saw parts of it. That's the one that came out like 5 years ago or something like that. At this point, right? It's a more recent one.
2015, so he came out like 7 years ago.
Yeah, so I saw parts of that, but no, I've never sat down and watched any Jurassic Park movie since I saw the first one in a movie theater back in the 90s. Bryce
Cool.
Dallas Howard, Ross says. That's who it is. Ron Howard's daughter.
Yes, Bryce Dallas Howard. Thank you. That's her. That's her.
You know why she's named Dallas?
No, I don't. Is she from Dallas? She's not from Dallas.
No, because she was. Well, she is. Yes, technically she is, because she was conceived here in Dallas at the Mansion Hotel, the Mansion on Turtle Creek.
Wow! Oh my goodness! I know exactly where that's at. Well, good for her parents. They did a good job. That's my jam. The pale redhead.
I don't know what Ron Howard was working on. We got to figure that out. We got to figure out how old Bryce Dallas Howard is, and then we got to figure
41.
out 41. So 41 years ago. So 1989. No.
1980. 1980. She was conceived because she was born March of 1981.
What is this? I don't like this John Hinckley song. All right, now we got to go find...
Isn't John Hinckley like all probation in there, like John Hinckley News? And then he was supposed to play a concert and they canceled it?
Yeah, people are canceling his concerts.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
We'll do a house party right here, a coming home party. Like back when MTV used to take over people's backyards and put concerts up. We should do that here at Highland Park for John Hinckley.
Oh, my God. How much would that cost? How much would it cost?
I don't know.
Everyone's got their price.
I'm sure there'd be some fines. Oh, you mean for him?
Yeah, to bring him in, fly him in, put him up.
I think John Hinckley might be pretty affordable. I think
he could stay in the Ed suite.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna watch Smoking Advantage. What's that?
Bryce Dallas Howard. All right, so she was just in Jurassic World, but she's also been in other two other Jurassic World movies. She was in the Twilight Part 2. She was in Terminator Salvation. She's been in a lot of really good stuff here. This is
dude, she's a legit actress. She is a legit. She doesn't just play the girlfriend. She plays leading roles and stuff.
She was in Spider-Man 3. How did I miss all this? What the hell? Boy, I'm way off.
Ross says that her Stern interview was great. She's a square, but cool AF. I think she talks about the Dallas thing. He filmed at Town East Mall. Ron Howard filmed at Town East Mall in like 79. Well, that would be it. That would be it. What was he filming? Is that Grand Theft Auto? Was Grand Theft Auto? Well, now I got to know. Now I got to look at... I think that might be Grand Theft Auto era.
That's weird. Ron Howard's daughter?
Yeah.
Ugh, that kind of takes the fun out of it, though.
That's where the red hair comes from.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Opie.
All right, hold on. Let's look at this. She was a director in the Boba Fett series. Okay. Hold on. Let's pull up Ron Howard. Let's see what... All right, he left Happy Days in 1980.
Right when she was conceived.
Yeah, director. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what he did here. So what was he working on around 1979? You can't just give me a filmography, you sons of bees. Really? Before leaving Happy Days in 1980, Howard made his directing debut with the 1977 low-budget comedy action film Grand Theft Auto. Okay, so that was 77, not 79.
Oh, I love that game.
The movie. You ever seen Ron Howard's first movie, Grand Theft Auto? It's great.
I didn't even know it existed until right now.
Oh, yeah. Based on a script he co-wrote with his father, Rance, this came after cutting a deal with Roger Corman, wherein Corman let Howard direct a film in exchange for Howard starring in Eat My Dust. All right, let's see here. Howard went on to direct several TV movies for NBC between 78 and 82.
Maybe that's it?
Skyward? Yeah, I don't know. His big directorial hit came in 82 with Night Shift. That was great. All right, let's Skyward. Let's see what Skyward is. See where this was filmed. Skyward is a 1980 American made-for-television drama film starring Betty Davis, Howard Hessman, Marion Ross. Marion Ross! He's directing his mom from Happy Days.
Betty Davis, that's a pretty big deal.
Here you go. Here you go. Look at this.
You did it. You did it. You found it?
Found it. Production notes. The film was made on location in Rockwall, Texas, with the plot centering on the town's airport. Director Ron Howard has credited this film as helping to convince studios that he could direct features. Does it say anything about his daughter? No, it doesn't. But there you go. That's it. So if she was born in what, 1980 or something like that, he was directing this in 1979 in Rockwall.
She was born in 81. Yeah,
Okay.
which March. So the conception probably happened around June of 1980.
It works. It works.
Totally.
There you have it. There you go. That's why she's Dallas Bryce Howard.
Wait, hang on. So I was just clicking around on Wikipedia over here. Ron Howard's dad is the dude too? Rance Howard. So he was in Cool Hand Luke, Chinatown, Splash, Ed Wood, Apollo 13.
If you saw him, you'd go, I know that dude. And
he was in Independence Day, and I never knew this was Opie's dad.
Yeah. Did you know who Opie's brother is? Do you know Clint Howard?
Who's Clint Howard?
Really?
Really? Let me click around.
All right, I want you to get a picture of Clint Howard. That's Ron Howard's little brother.
Oh man, damn!
Right?
And he does kind of look like Ron Howard too.
No, do you think so? You think Clint Howard looks like Ron Howard?
Yeah, he looks like Ron Howard's awkward little brother.
Clint Howard is like known as the king of the B movies or the D movies or. Yeah, this guy, he's so
because his Wikipedia photo is from Galaxy Con in Richmond.
Well, he does a lot of slasher movies and horror things. All right, so here we'll pull up some. There we
go. And also he's Bryce Dallas Howard's uncle.
Yeah, there you go. So that dude right there, Clint Howard.
Oh man, so I have a crush on Ron Howard's daughter.
Look at them side by side.
Bleh.
Two brothers.
Look.
There he is as a little kid. A little kid too. Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Boy, they made the most of it, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, wait. That's the other thing about Ron Howard. Ron Howard, who we all know as Richie Cunningham, was also Opie Taylor on Mayberry, right?
We all know that, right?
But at the same time that Ron Howard was starring on the Andy Griffith Show, his brother Clint Howard, as seen in the picture right here, was starring in a show called Gentle Ben. You ever heard of Gentle Ben?
I have, but I'm not familiar with it.
He had two sons with hit TV shows at the same time.
That's why. And he didn't do crap. Rants?
No, he did. He was a good character actor. You'd know him if you saw him. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I've seen that dude before. He's been in a lot of things. You probably never knew that he was. Oh, yeah, there they. Oh, is that? Oh, my God. Look at that picture. Can you see that picture?
Okay, that is blowing my mind. Wow.
That is Ron Howard on the right, Rance Howard, the dad in the middle, and then weird-ass Clint Howard right there on the end. God, that's a rough look.
I know. And here I am, like I'm a good solid 6 or 7, and my career sucks.
But imagine you're Ron Howard and you're the hot brother. Ron Howard. Hi, I'm Ron Howard. I'm the hot brother. The other one's the weird brother.
All right, hey, down here at the bottom, help the show continue streaming. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Your donations are welcome. And if you're looking to waste some more time by listening to dumb guys say stupid things, go to the Florida Stories podcast. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Do you have a new one up?
Yeah, actually, one posted today. Thank you for bringing it up.
All right, James. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for more Pillow Talk.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Look over there. I got rid of him first. All right. Thank you, folks. We'll be back tomorrow for High Noon. That's at 12 p.m. noon Central Standard Time. Topics, current events. Thank you to Kenny. Thank you to Where's My Guy John? I saw my guy John there. Ross hanging out with us today. Byron. Jeff. Oh, gosh. Look at you. All the guys are here. All right. I'm going to go watch Smokey and the Bandit unless the kid fell asleep. 10:06 on a summer night? I don't think so. Bye, everybody.
I can smile a little now, things are going good. I always had to be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.